Welcome to our cozy little corner of the forest where legendary tales come alive. In the heart of medieval England, a land of brave outlaws and daring adventures, our story unfolds. Inspired by the classic English folklore of Robin Hood, we'll delve into the exciting escapades of a hero who's stolen the hearts of many. Let's begin our journey with Robin the Butcher.
Robin the Butcher, Part 1. For many days after Sly the Tinker joined the band of outlaws, there was peace in the Sherwood Forest. Neither the sheriff nor the bishop sent any men to hunt Robin and his band. The outlaws hunted and feasted on fat deer, mended their bows and feathered their arrows, and slept peacefully wrapped up in their warm mantles. One fine morning, Robin woke up with a restless feeling in his heart. This quiet time did not excite him, and he longed for adventure. He decided to go to Nottingham and see what was happening in town. He did not inform Little John or any of his men, as they were sure to warn him that Nottingham was not a safe place for him to go. He removed his Lincoln green suit and donned a plain brown-coloured suit, which made him look like any other trader passing through town. He then set off for town and soon came to a place where two roads met. From the other road he could see a butcher approaching him, leading a fine mare on whose back were placed huge containers of meat. Robin had an idea of how he could go unrecognized into town, and with this intention he approached the butcher. "Good morning," greeted Robin. "Where are you headed on this fine day?" "Oh, I am a butcher, and I am on my way to Nottingham to sell meat," the man replied. "That's good. I greatly wish to be a butcher for a day, so will you sell me your wares so that I can go to Nottingham and ply my trade?" asked Robin. "Sell what?" asked the butcher curiously. "The mare, the containers, and the meat," said Robin. "Name your price." "I will sell them all to you for £4, said the butcher, thinking that he would save the time of going into the market and selling his goods all day. Robin immediately took out the money from his purse and handed it over to the butcher, who gladly accepted it. The butcher returned to his home, and Robin took the mare and headed to Nottingham. He entered the gates of town, but no one recognized him, as they did not look twice at a butcher who was headed to the market. Robin smiled to himself, happy with his disguise, and made his way to the butcher's row. He found his stall and displayed his wares. Soon the other butchers started shouting loudly to get the customers' attention. "Prime meat, fine meat," they shouted. "Come and buy, come and buy." When Robin heard this, he cried out the same way to attract the customers, but he had forgotten to ask the butcher at what price the meat had to be sold. In his ignorance, he sold portions of meat for 1 penny, when other butchers were charging 3 pennies for the same. Seeing that the meat was being sold cheap, the customers thronged to his shop, and soon his store was crowded with buyers, while the other butchers sold nothing at all. "Who is this newcomer?" asked the butchers to each other. "He will completely ruin us by selling the meat for cheap. We will not get a single customer." Some of them began to sell for a little cheaper, but still did not attract many customers. "This man must have come into easy money," said one butcher, "and that is why he is wasting it here." "I think he has stolen the cattle, and so he is able to sell the meat for cheap," grumbled the other. "I think he has put a bet with someone that he will be the quickest to sell all his wares, and so he sells them for cheap," whispered the third. "Let us find out who he is," said the fourth. "I will ask him to join us for the feast that will be laid out at the sheriff's house." The man who said this walked up to Robin, who was selling the last portion of his meat, and said, "My man, we are all butchers, and we should know each other better. Why don't you join us for the butcher's feast that will be hosted by the Sheriff of Nottingham?" "I will be delighted to join you," said Robin. After all their wares were sold, the butchers walked to the sheriff's house, and Robin went with them. Robin grinned at his good fortune that he was being invited as a guest to the sheriff's house, with the sheriff being none the wiser. He saw the sheriff sitting at the head of the table where the feast had been laid out. The butchers were invited to sit down and partake in the meal. As they began eating, one of the butchers leaned over and began to whisper in the sheriff's ear. He told him what had happened in the market that morning and how the new butcher had sold all his stuff for cheap. The sheriff listened to the story with interest. "He must be someone who has sold his property and has a lot of money to spare," he said at last. "Yes, that is what we thought too," affirmed the butcher. After this, the sheriff ate and drank very little and kept an eye on the new butcher who was happily eating and drinking. "This man seems to be a careless spendthrift who is throwing his money around with both hands. Why should I not gain some of it?" he thought to himself. He was upset about his empty treasure room and was always thinking of ways and means to fill it again. "Because of Robin and his rogues, I have lost all the valuables that I had in my treasure room. Though I may not gain much from this young man, it will still help me to start filling my treasure room," thought he. When the feast was over, he got up and walked over to where Robin was sitting. He sat next to him and began talking to him pleasantly. Join us in the next episode to see what plans Robin has for the greedy sheriff.
As we conclude Robin the Butcher, remember that kindness, courage and friendship can lead to remarkable adventures and valuable lessons. Download the Storywaves app from Apple or Android app stores to explore more stories from the Robin Hood collection and cultures around the world. A Storywaves subscription costs less than $1 a month, making it one of the most affordable ways to bring quality stories to your family. All new stories are available on the Storywaves app, and the most exciting content is only available on the app. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Storywaves on Instagram, TikTok and Spotify for updates on upcoming content. Thank you warmly for watching.